Alright, next we are going to implement for the TwoPane mode in the tablet. So inside the tablet, we're going to have the main activity to hold these two fragments together. We hold the master beverage fragment and also the beverage detail fragment inside one single main activity. First, you need to create a new folder. So the new folder with the modifier SW600db. That means this folder is for the layout for the tablet phone for the tablet. So inside this, we're going to have the main activity, the same name, but different design. So inside this activity main layout, we have the constraint layout, and then we have the guideline at the center of the screen, and then the left hand side with the fragment for the master, and then the right hand side is for the fragment for the detail view. So basically, first you have the constraint layout, second you have the guideline, which is in the center, and then we have the master fragment, and then we have the frame layout to consider the fragment container for the detail view. Because the fragment master will not be changed, so we just directly put inside the fragment container. In the for the detail information is going to change from time to time based on the user create event. So that's why we need to have a different type of the container for the fragment detail. Okay, let's go to your Android Studio project. So let's switch to the view to the project view. So add sources, resource main resources. So here we're going to create a new folder, layout SW600db. Okay, and then from here you copy the activity underscore main and then put it inside. So let's change back to the Android project view. So at here you can see you have two different main activity. One is inside the layout folder, another one is under the SW600db. So carefully, we need to change this layout, not the default one. So select the SW600db. I will close all the unrelated tab first. So change to the landscape first. And then I'm going to remove or select the fragment container and then convert the fragment to the constraint layout. Okay, and then I will delete the ID. Okay, so use the constraint layout at this screen. I will add the guideline, the vertical guideline. So select the guideline, go to the percentage attribute, select and then enter 0.5. So remember remove the 20 dB. Sorry, the 0.5 should be at the third one, the constraint guide percent. So we have the guideline at the center. So next, add the fragment. So the fragment for the left hand side is the master beverage. Okay, so add all the constraints. And then remember to change to the mesh constraint and then add some space between the folder. Okay, so save it and then look for the frame layout to put inside on the right hand side of the screen. Again, I will change to the dB first so that I can add the constraint more easily. Okay, too much, 2000. So left constraint, right constraint, okay, top constraint, bottom constraint, okay. Change to the mesh constraint, add some space. So after that, let's copy the fragment container detail ID, which we are going to using the same ID for the detail view. So frame layout, give the ID, fragment container ID. Okay. So the user interface is ready. Next, we are going to code it. So go to your main activity. Alright. So whenever Android system detect you are running the app inside the larger phone, that means they will go to this activity main. So inside this activity main, we have the special container. We have the fragment container detail ID, which inside the normal activity main, we don't have that. So this is how we can know the screen is the big size or the small size based on this ID. So go to your main activity and then we'll start some coding. First, we're going to have the boolean, alright, for the M2Pane. So basically we want to detect the image, the user interface in the tablet or not. So copy the M2Pane and then using the if, and then we can find view by ID r.id dot on. We are going to give a specific name for the constraint layout. Constraint layout TwoPane. So we better use this ID. It's more specific. So r.id dot constraint layout TwoPane not equal to now. So the activity is detected. The Android system is routing this activity main, which we have contain the constraint layout TwoPane ID. So that means is in the TwoPane setting. So from here we can assign the M2Pane to true. Alright. So if you run the application now in the tablet setting, you're able to get the master list and then along with the button. So first, let's make the button disappear first. So you can have the move the button declaration at the top first, and then you set the visibility to gone to hide it. So run. So see your button is disappear. So that means your code is able to detect you are running the tablet user interface or not. So after that, because we have the detail fragment at this area, so we're going to use the fragment manager to display the detail fragment. Alright, so just use the code before this in the detail activity. So just copy this code and then put inside the main activity. And then remember the fragment IP container, you use the detail. So try to run again. So you'll be able to see you can display the detail fragment. So next, we need to set back the M2Pane to false if it not detect the TwoPane mode. So after that, we need to do the, when we click the item, this item, we will display the detail. So go to your on parish selected function. So at here we need to do that. So if we detect is TwoPane, then we need to do something to change the fragment and so on. So again, we just copy the code, and then this should be replaced. So run again. Let's see, is it working or not? So this is not working yet because we need to set the data based on the user input. So we have the name from the beverage name, and then we have the ID from the beverage image. So let's run again. Alright, so click the fragment. You can see the information is changing. Okay, congratulations all. This is how you utilize the fragment to do the master detail view. Thank you very much. See you again.